Maxwell podcast. I'm, of course, Josue Pavon. He is Cedric Maxwell. Plenty to get into, Max. So let's just get right into it. No rundown necessary for this one. We'll get right into it. And, of course, the talk around the city is what's up with your Boston Celtics, Max? What's going on here? Got the Charlotte Hornets wiping the floor with him. With them. You know what? I know you probably hope you were down there at least to take it in your home state as the Charlotte Hornets put on a whooping to the Boston Celtics, man. 125 to 104. What is it? 5 players in double figures. What was it? Oh, damn near breaking records out there with the assists. 39 assists. The last time a team in the NBA dished out 40 was back in 1996. So it was some serious offense clicking against the Boston Celtics, Max. What's your takeaway from the weekend?
Didn't like the weekend at all. Obviously, if you're a Celtic fan.
No, not at all.
The thing you see this team do, and they've done it repeatedly, is they play to the level of the competition. When they play a strong team like a Phoenix Suns team or somebody like that in their caliber, they play really well. But when they play a team that is right at their level or below them, they have a tendency that they play down to the level of the competition. And if you do that, you're going to get beat. And if you still, again, almost have another 20 turnover a night, this is one thing that's killing this team. 20
Especially
turnovers
in the second half, man.
Turnovers almost every night they're having. And I'm not sure if Brad needs to maybe change the system a little bit and take the ball out of Tatum's hands and let him be on the, because when he gets the ball in his hands and he brings it up the floor or he's doing, and you almost knew they were going to lose that game by one of the first plays of the game. I think Charlotte has scored and Jason Tatum just threw a
I know exactly the play you're talking about.
Kemba, and Terrence Clarke jumps to pass the lane. And it was like one of those plays, like it was such a left-handed, not lazy, not basketball play that you're not ready to play. And this is the thing about them, which is really good. And we can go back a couple of years when they were good and they were really good and almost beat LeBron, almost went to the finals.
I was going to say great. Say great, Mac. When they were great.
Well, when they could be great. They could be great. Is that They played every possession. Every possession was like a mini war that they feel they had to win. They defended, they rebounded. Everything now they do is so casual. And because of that, you can just see the wheels kind of fall off when they start getting in trouble. And they depend on the threes. And when the threes aren't going, it's like, okay, now what are we going to do? And then they start to try to get in the passing lane and drive and dribble too much. That's the thing that they could take a page away from Charlotte in that game. The fact that Charlotte passed the ball, they passed it. And the way you can't be covered is when you make multiple passes. The way you can be covered is when you over dribble the basketball and the defense starts to get entrenched and everybody on your team just stands and watches the dribble. So there were some things that really disappointed me about this game. I had a chance to talk to Sean Grandy, my broadcast partner, after the game. He was making this whole thing about OKC, the next team coming in. OKC has lost, I think he said 12 or 13 games in a row. And essentially I know Anna Horford isn't too happy about this, but they sent Al Horford home. He is healthy. And they said, big fella, go do what you want to do. And, maybe come back next year. But right now,
they're thinking about the draft. They're thinking about,
we're not trying to win games.
Right.
What's going to tell the story is what level of play do the Celtics have when they play OKC? Will they bring their game or will they lollygag and try to get through it and find themselves in trouble? Because you could think about all the bottom feeders they've lost to this year. They lost to Sacramento twice. They lost to Cleveland twice. They lost to, at that time, Washington, who was really bad, and they've gotten good now. They lost to them. So, I mean, this team has struggled when they played good or teams that haven't been good.
Yeah, or teams that have nothing to lose, right? I mean, that's what scares me about this, right? Because it's like part of their identity now. It's like, when teams are facing the Celtics, it's like they smell blood. And it doesn't matter if it's a top-tier team or if it's one that's just fighting for playoff positioning or one that knows that the season's about to end in 3 weeks for them. It doesn't matter because they see the Celtics and they know if I give the utmost effort, there's a good chance we can win tonight, guys. This is the Boston Celtics we're playing, right? Just let them think that they, let them know that it's going to be hard from the start to finish, and we'll have a lead all game long. But that's exactly what happened against the Hornets, right, Max? I mean, the Hornets, they led for 47 out of 48 minutes that game, Max. And that's not the first time we've seen a team like the Hornets do that to the Celtics.
That is so true. Your observation is so true. But what do you say when you play somebody like Phoenix, which is a really good team? They've been one of the top teams right behind the Utah Jazz.
Right. Well, that's what I mean, Max.
Look how the Celtics
which team is it? Which one is it? Is this a case of the matinee nightmare that is because they play during the day? No. Is that what this is? Like, which one is it? Which team are we seeing here?
I think it's the personality. I think that they have to knuckle down and they have to decide that they're going to play Marcus Smart basketball on every possession. And what I mean by that, Marcus Smart basketball, is Marcus is not going to give any
every play,
every second. He is going to get up in your ass and make it tough. And I found too many times where the Celtics have just kind of thrown their sneakers out there and felt like they could beat teams, and they're not good enough to do that. They're not one of the elite teams that, and I played on elite teams like that, who essentially we could throw our sneakers out and said, okay, dudes, you want to get a 5-point lead, 10-point lead? Okay, we'll catch you in the third quarter. And once we catch you, goodbye. And this team isn't like that. They will let you in game over and over again. And as bad as, think of that, the Brooklyn game, they could have won that game. Kyrie was horrible.
Ice cold.
Kyrie was 5 for 18 or something like that. They had a chance to win that game, but just couldn't put it together.
It was like the makings of a Celtics win, right? Like ice cold Kyrie, no James Harden, no Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. No, the Nets found a way to win, right? Whether it's 3-point shooting or just the cohesiveness of that second unit that just took over. I mean, that's a great example, Max. Like a team against a Nets team that had all their essentially their 3 superstars out of it, and then a team against like the Charlotte Hornets and Celtics dropped both, man. Like this 3-game homestand, I mean, this is going to mean a lot for the Celtics because you don't want them to go and play in that play-in tournament. It actually leads me to my next question for you, Max. Like, what are the realistic chances of that happening? Because I don't know, 48 hours ago, I was thinking that wasn't, I mean, obviously it's a chance, but I was thinking, you know what, if I was a betting man, I would say that they're not going to play in that. But I mean, this week could certainly determine all of that.
I mean, tomorrow's game will determine it to me. If you don't beat OKC with the players they have on the floor and dominate them, and then you have the games you have coming up. You have the Miamis and you have the New York Knicks, and
that's what I'm talking about. Those teams are hot right now.
You have those teams right now who are battling for a spot. Then this week, you're right though. This week tomorrow will definitely tell a story, but this week will definitely tell more of a story at the end of this week of what the fortunes of the Celtics are.
Right, definitely. This weekend was tough for the Celtics, man. Not only because of what happened on the court, but of course what happened off the court. I mean, Thursday night, that epic win against the Phoenix Suns. I mean, such an important win for the Celtics team and for their psyche, for someone like Kemba Walker who dropped 32 points. I mean, when's the last time we saw Kemba Walker drop 30 plus this season? And of course, it came the bad news. I mean, the tragic passing of Terrence Clarke, who passed in a car accident out in California. Now he was going to be in the draft, this upcoming draft, of course, this summer. Came out of Kentucky, Boston native kid. I mean, Max and I, we both spoke to him a few times. I mean, throughout the years, because he spent a lot of times with the Boston Celtics. I mean, we could find Terrence, hanging out on the court before the games, dapping up Jaylen Brown or just chopping it up with Celtics assistant coaches. I mean, he was certainly that kind of guy that was that close to the team and formed a relationship with Jaylen Brown. And Max, I haven't been able to stop thinking about him all throughout the entire weekend, to be completely honest with you, man. It's been on my mind because it's such a sad story. And someone that, I mean, I guess is one of those tragic stories that just reminds you of anything, tomorrow you never know what can happen to you, I guess, but it's just, I can't get over it. I still can't wrap my head around it, Max. I'm having a tough time.
Yeah. I mean, you should. And it was such you say things are avoidable. Something maybe that was avoidable was self-inflicted. The fact that he was speeding that he didn't have on the seatbelt, that he ran through a red light. This is according to all the press. But it still doesn't do the justice to the fact that you've lost a young man like that for a reason that, essentially is just so sad, even to the point where, very seldom you have coaches who are engaged with players. Brad Stevens knew about this kid because his son, Brady, looked up to him. I have a picture that I think I put on Instagram that I took of him and my son, Devin. They were both standing there and they were holding up 4. And I was like, what the hell is that a gang sign? And my son said, no, Dad, that's the 704 area code for Charlotte. That's what that means.
Max is like, is this some new new stuff I don't know about, some new gang you with?
So, to see that big smile on his face, and it was so shocking to me because I kind of knew, but I was kind of in my mind hoping it wasn't the kid I was thinking about. Because when Sean said his name, I did not know his name. I just knew him as this big friendly kid with a smile. And then I said, Sean, I think I know this kid. And then he showed me a picture, and I said, Sean, I know him. I said, he was at the game many times and spoke to me after the game. He was, like you said, he carried himself like he was in the league already.
Right.
That he was part of it.
If you didn't know any better, you would think he was like a guy in the G League, hanging out with the team,
that he knew that his destiny was, he was going to be one of those guys in the NBA. And if you watched him play his mixtape, he carried himself like that. Like he was a cut above the guys he was playing. Like it's like he was a man sometimes playing with boys. And
I love that. You're right.
Well, fortunate that he didn't get a chance really to shine at Kentucky because of a foot injury. He was battling that. And so and you think about it, declared himself for the draft and only averaged about, 12 points or something like that at Kentucky.
9 points or so, a little over 9 points.
Like 10 points in Kentucky. But to declare himself for the draft, man, that's really ballsy as a freshman. Then you just know you belong. That was it.
Right.
So that's really just sad, and it's just so sad for his family, his friends, and just Boston. Because you looked at him as a Boston kid.
Yeah. No, I mean that relationship he formed with Jaylen Brown, I thought was so unique, obviously, for a high school kid to be able to work out with a professional like that. But I also thought it was interesting how similar their styles were. I mean, Jalen doesn't do it anymore, but remember Jalen used to rock the high shorts, like the old 90s joints, like not the 80s joints that you was rocking, but the little higher than usual, because he just always thought that he played better that way. And Terrence was like, man, like I always thought the same, from the beginning of his, the same thing as Jalen, since he first started playing, organized basketball. He always thought he played a little better with the shorts a little high. And I thought that was cool that they both had that connection through that. And of course, how their games are sort of similar and how athletic they are.
Yeah. And
how athletic they were.
Yeah. You could hear Jalen said that. He said, I just lost my little bro. He said, I just lost my little bro. So you think of his life in the last year or so, the year and a half, Kobe Bryant passing away, all the things, Tommy Heinsohn passing away, this kid passed.
One of his best friends, childhood friends, passed a couple years
his best friends, and then going through COVID, and then going through the bubble, and then to Black Lives Matter. I mean, that's almost a lifetime of experience for anybody. When you think about, you combine all that in a concentrated effort of probably about maybe a month and a half. That's absolutely, that's just crazy. It is absolutely crazy. You think a month and a half and you have all this stuff thrown at you. And then to, since you get, the new deal, the new contract, and, you hear about him with the new girlfriend, and it's like, man.
You heard about that too, Max, huh?
Yeah, I keep hearing about her. I was
her.
Like, yeah. It's like, okay, well, What do you call her? Do you call her by her name, or do you just call her?
I would guess it's by her government name, Max. Probably her first name.
I hope you call her Babe or something. I hope you say, "Hey, her, come here."
Come here, her.
Yeah,
I got reservations, her. Come on.
She's extremely talented.
I was gonna say, have you heard her music? You would like her music, man.
Yeah,
That's good.
I've got a couple of things that she's made, and
yeah,
she was supposed. I don't know if she won. Maybe she didn't win, but she was up for Academy Award with one of her songs. It was in Black Messiah.
is that right? Oh, that got. Well, I don't know the movie got nominated, but her song got nominated.
Yeah, the song that was nominated for Academy Awards.
Man, that should have won Best Picture, man. Have you seen No Man? Oh, don't get me started. Have you seen No Man's Land? No Man's Land, the one that won. Max, you're gonna cherish. You're gonna do way better with those 2.5 hours than you would if you watch that movie, man. Let me tell you something. And listen, it's not about the premise. I was all for it. I'm all about a movie, taking the time to build for that climatic finish. No, didn't have it, man. Did it? Next thing I knew, the credits are rolling, and I said, I knew it. You've been there, Max.
At that point, you go
to the best of us.
Got me. They got me. That's all
I felt. Bamboozled, man.
But here's the beauty part. At least you weren't in the movie theater.
That's true. That's true, because that's the worst. Nothing's worse than that, having to watch.
No, you don't want to be in a movie theater with a bunch of other black folks, and the movie be that ball ugly. It was like
they'll let you know.
Man, what the hell?
So let everybody know too. That was trash.
Oh man, there's certain movies.
Yeah, man.
You look at what was the movie?
Well, have you seen Black Messiah? That's a great Judas.
I saw that movie.
Oh man,
yeah, that was pretty good.
The acting in that movie the whole movie was incredible.
I didn't know the lead character he sounded like he's British. Sounded like he's from London or over there. He sounded like that. The lead character in the movie.
He is. It's interesting because I don't know if I've seen him in one of his movies where he's. Yeah, but he's also been I know you haven't seen Queen and Slim. I told you to see Queen and Slim. That's a really good movie.
I started watching that, but he didn't sound his
That's what I'm saying. All the movies I've seen him in, he doesn't have the accent.
He was also in Black Panther.
Right.
He was in Black Panther.
Black Panther too, right? That's right. He's an incredible actor, man.
And he was the movie which I really called him in, which was crazy, was the P.O. guys movie. With the black people.
Oh, Get Out. Get Out is a great movie. That's another one.
Yeah.
That's another one.
That's the first one that I actually called him in. I was like, damn, this dude's pretty good.
Yeah. That was the first one for me too. Yeah, he's really good, man. He's but yeah, he crushed it with that one for sure.
And the funny thing about that movie, Get Out, was the fact that I ended up meeting. I'm gonna put this online. That the character, what was the other character in the movie? The black guy who was his buddy, who was telling you don't do it. Rob, was that's his name in the movie?
Hold on. The security dude or the one the one at the very, very beginning that got kidnapped? Which one?
No, his buddy. Rob.
The security dude. He's on. Have you ever seen the Carmichaels? That's a really good show.
Seen the Carmichaels.
He's on that too, but yeah.
I was in LA.
You saw him?
Probably about 3 years ago. And I'm walking through and I see him. And I introduce myself. He's like, damn, you know me? Cedric Maxwell, you know me? And we end up taking a picture. So I'm gonna have to send this picture and put this picture online. But the thing
that sounds just like him too. That's funny.
He was so small. He was tiny. I mean,
yeah, he looks.
He couldn't have been. He might have been 5, maybe 5'7", maybe 5'6", something like that. But he's really small. And obviously compared to me, but it's just like me taking a picture like I'm holding my kid or something. He was like, so
what's his name? I'm looking over at Lil Ray Howard. I'm probably butchering that, man. I'm bad with names, but yeah, I recognize him because he's been in a lot of stuff, man. He's really good. He's talented, man. Really funny guy.
Yeah, he did something recently. He did some podcast with Paul Pierce before Paul Pierce got in all this trouble or something that he was tricking Paul into something and they were going back and forth. So
I believe it, man. Out in Cali, I can imagine people just linking up. I mean, you're out and about. He's got time on his hands. It doesn't shock me.
But the thing about LA, though, as you know, it's not that people in LA are used to it.
Yeah.
You're used to seeing a star. You see a Samuel L. Jackson in the grocery store. You might see this person. They're used to it. They don't even flinch when they see a star actress. And if that person was on the East Coast walking, people be going crazy. But in Hollywood, you're just another person.
That's true. That's a good point. But I feel like nowadays with podcasting and
except that girl Champion.
Your girl Kari.
What's her name? Champion? Kari
Champion.
Man, I think you and I, that's one of the few times you and I were stunned at a woman walking into a place. You and I were together. And we both just stopped and looked at each other.
We don't even remember what we were talking about.
No, who would? Who would? We
both went quiet.
Do yourself a service. Go online and look this woman up. They talk about her.
Gary Champion.
She is outstanding.
She was cool though. She kicked it with us. We make sure we gotta always add that part in the story, man. Don't make it sound like we were just creeping on Terry.
Yeah, I walked over.
She kicked it with us for a little bit. We chilled.
I walked over to her for just a second, and I was surveying the crowd, and I was asking people my question. They're around Mount Rushmore, and I was asking her, and she went first off right off the bat. She went Kobe. She didn't go LeBron. She went Kobe. And man, how about LeBron right now?
She's a Cali girl too.
Yeah, how about LeBron right now? It just seems like there's troubling times for LeBron. Not only is he not playing, but some of these comments he's made, he had to walk one of them back where I think the officer that shot somebody, he said, "You're next."
That was a strong move for LeBron, man. I'm surprised he didn't think that one through before posting that. "You're next." He posted on social media. That's not what the movement's about, man. That's not.
No, it's really not. But I mean, it just should.
But he corrected himself right away.
He did correct himself, but you can't, if you are the leader, and let's say it how it is. If you are, LeBron James is one of the leaders.
You can't be dropping bounties on people, man.
You can't make a mistake. You cannot make those kind of errors. I mean,
that's a bounty, man. That's a bounty with no reward.
Oh man. Oh,
yeah. That's dangerous.
I mean, we think about what Maxine Waters said about, if you don't get this verdict right, we're gonna tear this place up. And
right. Yeah.
And then LeBron following that up with, saying, you're next, and showing the picture of this guy. That's like, nah, he didn't want to get that one out.
That's not it. That's not it. I was surprised by that too. But yeah, he pedaled back, but he backpedaled, And it's interesting because wasn't he the one that gave Daryl Morey crap about the China? Remember the retweet that he did, the firestorm that he set off, and he retweeted the.
No, I don't think he did. LeBron had to somebody had to backtrack something.
Well, no, I mean, I thought LeBron
Murray did it. He talked about.
I thought LeBron was the one that said Murray should have thought twice before he did that. So I thought he was. I don't know. I thought that was it.
Was LeBron or not? All I can remember about that incident is they end up talking to LeBron about it, and he had to kind of backtrack some of the things he said because
of course
of the NBA and being in bed with China.
Mm-hmm.
They've been in bed with China for the longest time. We need Donald Trump here to say
that's a big business.
China,
that's
China.
You can't be affecting the bottom line like this, LeBron. That's not what we do here. That's not how we do business.
That was when the commissioner said, "Yo, I need to talk to you, and they need to talk to you. We need to pull this thing back in. We got a billion, not 100 million. We got a billion fans over in China who are watching our product, and it's crazy because I saw Derek Sullinger over there. He got to the second round. He played a great game, and man, just to hear him talk about Stephon Marbury, I think that's who.
Oh man, he's revered. He's got a statue and everything out there.
We gonna stop the presses one day and see if we can reach out and get Steph. Because
we gotta get Steph. Maybe for episode 200. Episode 200,
oh,
get Steph on Marbury.
God, he is so huge in China, man. They're talking
for sure.
Statues and I want the formula that he came up with. He said, well, if Nike can sell these shoes for so much money, how about if I sold 1 billion pair for $10 or $5? He said, I'm making, and they say he's making crazy bank over there. I mean, he is just he's a
man. Remember when he did that here? I mean, it didn't work out the way he wanted it to, but that was a great, just an idea, great concept. He sold the sneakers for, I think it was about $12. You know, he was like
Starberries.
The Starberries. Yeah, you remember, right? Yeah,
Starberries. Yeah,
everyone's dropping $2 or 200 and or at least $150 for J's or the newest Nikes. And he was like, nah, man, I want everyone to be able to afford these.
Yeah. So I mean, but that in a nutshell, that's been our week, man. That's been our week. Our week
man.
with the Celtics, our week with with Crawford, and to see what's Clarke, excuse me, what's going in his life. It's just been it's been such a crazy week for the Celtics and the green.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of that stuff. I just think it was such a tough weekend that I'm just gonna say, let's just see what happens this week with this team. You know what I mean? Let's just turn the page here. But you know what? With that being said, Max, one of the things that I was able to distract myself with throughout the weekend, set my mind apart, was this new KG book, man. I finally got to start reading. Wow. KG from A to Z, man. You can imagine there's all kinds of wild stories, man. There's so much that we're definitely going to be talking about this throughout the next couple of weeks or so. I'll have different things I want to ask you, but here's a couple of questions, right? So one of the things that he mentioned was essentially the moment where he was first told that he belonged in the NBA, that he could play in the NBA. Now, craziest story. I'll just look, long story short, it was from Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, telling him this, and he was like, man, this is it. That was pretty much it. Incredible story. He played in a pickup game against Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Isaiah pulled him aside right away, told him the business, and that was pretty much it. Just clicked right then and there. The very beginning. Max, what was your very beginning? When did you and I don't want to hear when people were talking to you saying like, yo, you can go to the NBA. No. When did you yourself realize, yo, I'm NBA material? Like, when did that moment happen for you, and what was that like?
It happened to me in 1976. I was a junior in college, and we had played some good teams, but they beat us and all. But we got invited that year to the inNIT, National Invitational Tournament. That's when it was still huge. And, a lot of teams, there were only 32 teams were taken in the big dance. So there was a lot of talent that went to the
right.
And so we went to the inNIT, and we started playing these teams, and we played one of the top teams in the country that year. That was San Francisco, and that was with Bill Cartwright, and they had a guy named James Hardy and another guy, Williford Bowens, and we played them. We beat them. We played Oregon with Greg Ballard, a guy I ended up playing against later on, and Dick Harder was a defensive coach. I dropped 30 on them.
Man, Dick Harder, he used to coach for the Celtics. I remember him.
Yeah, then we played North Carolina State, and they had essentially taken us off their schedule, and we ended up beating them. And we played Kentucky in the finals, and we lost by 3. And although we lost the tournament, the most valuable player in that tournament was me.
Oh, man.
That told me at that time that I could play. I'm looking at these other guys thinking they would play. I realized that I was better than almost every one of these guys I was playing against.
Like I belong.
Yeah. So that was a moment that, I thought I belonged. I mean, I was my junior year after the inNIT. People asked me, said, are you going to go hardship? Are you coming out early in the draft? I was like, no, man, I wanted, I enjoyed college. I wasn't even thinking about that. And I didn't know how good I was.
Max was having a blast. Max having a ball.
So it gave me, I was kind of
with
like
your fraternity brothers and whatnot, right, Max?
I was like Pritchard. I was like Pritchard, the 4th year in school, the fun year.
That's the best year, right? That's the best year.
Everything done. You've already learned all the ropes.
Right.
You're the top big man.
You dream about senior year. You dream about that.
Campus. So yeah, that was the time that I realized that that I had the potential to be there. Every time somebody would ask me about it, it's like, I kind of laugh it off. No, man, I'm just a college student and I'm just worried about,
but deep down you're like,
in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, is this really, could this happen?
See, that's why I wanted to hear when you believed it, not when people are saying it to you. You must have been hearing it for years.
No, I didn't hear it for years. I heard it started my junior year in college, 1976, and then in 1977 we played and we beat almost everybody, beat the number one team in the country, and my name was household name, bringing the ball up, all this stuff. So at that point, attorney had met me and I knew I was going to get drafted, and so I knew I belonged then. I knew I was going to be in the NBA. My next stop was the NBA, and I was taking number 12. So I was a lottery pick. I was a lottery pick in 1977, and I look back on it. I think maybe 3 or 4 of us of my draft class won championships, and I don't think anybody above me. No, there was one. One guy above me, Jack Sigma, ended up winning championship with Seattle. And then behind me was Norm Nixon won, and James Edwards, who ended up playing with Detroit for a while, Buddha, as they called him. He won, I think he won multiple championships. So there was maybe 4 people in my class that actually won a championship. And nobody in that class was the most valuable player in the play.
I was gonna say, no one had that one.
And nobody got that. Nobody had that stone. There's
only like 44 of those, right?
Yeah, that stone is one that I look back and almost laugh at, because I think about, the prestige that comes with that, and the guys who have won it. Fewer guys have won the MVP, have won the Finals MVP than anything else you think about, because Michael Jordan won it about 4 or 5 times. Well, how many championships he won? 5,
4 or 5, 6.
He won 5 championships, so he's always
6 of them joints.
Okay, well, he won 6. He was
he was
the most valuable player 6 times in that thing. So you think about the numbers that you have there. Magic won, Bird won, Kareem won it multiple times. So it was
the truth got one.
Yeah, Truth got one. So a lot of that is just something that's just a rare song.
Andre Iguodala got one. Remember that?
And I told you that story how Kendrick Perkins was with OKC at the time, and Harden and Durant, they were in the locker room. And after the game, I went in to speak to Perk, and I was teasing him. I said, "Perk, you owe me some money." He said, Perk in his way looked up and said, "Yeah, just because you were the fucking MVP in the finals, that don't mean that." And Durant and Harden looked like, who is that? What? Because they were laughing at first. I said, "Perk, go get some money." And they laughed. They were like, "Woo."
You should have been like, Google it, motherfucker.
Then Perk said, "Yeah, just because you're the MVP in the finals, that don't mean shit." And then
but you should have turned to Durant and be like, yo, I'm gonna put y'all on real quick. Why don't you Google Cedric Maxwell? Put y'all into some game real quick.
So that was just a funny moment. I would just always laugh.
That's mad funny. I just pictured both of them just looking up and like, who are you talking to right now? Who's the final MVP?
First, they were looking at me because I said, "Perk, you owe me some goddamn money." And Perk looked at me, and they looked at him. When I said that, they both were on the corner, and they looked at Perk going, "Woo!" And then Perk was damn people with the Finals MVP, and they both went, "Whoa, wait a minute! What did you say? What did you say?" So I always laugh. I said, if I'm walking in the room and I got all these famous players walking in,
Durant wasn't even, he hadn't even been close to one yet, man. Durant was like, there's a Finals MVP in this room right now.
Yeah.
What?
So when you walk in, and it will be funny. But
that's
if
funny.
I was in a room like that, and they was like, "Okay, we got all the Finals MVPs. Y'all can come on in the room." I get that to the door, and they be like, "Whoa, hey, did you hear what we said?" Only thing I could do, I had to take out my watch, my MVP watch.
Yeah, Seiko.
And show my Seiko watch. That's the only way I'd get by.
You should have been like, "What you mean? Can't you tell, man? You, Finals MVP,
like
man."
Think that I'm Damian Lillard or something doing like that. Time.
Yeah, that watch is so nice. I bet you could have played the year after you won it and rocked it while you played, bro. You would have been straight.
Here's one that.
Oh man. You know what, man? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that every week, I guess. Maybe we'll do that every week until I finish this book. I'll have a KG question for you prepared every episode.
Because here's the thing
that led to a great story.
Yeah, but here's the thing, which is gonna be even better. That I have, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, you gonna let them know? You gonna say it?
Spoiler alert here.
Spoiler alert. Only keep it 100 here.
That I'm doing an interview with Paul Pierce and KG, that I am the host of this interview.
Let's go.
So I'm kind of really excited about it. And to our listeners and our viewers who are on the Cedric Maxwell podcast with us and who've been on this roller coaster, if you guys have any suggestions at all about questions that you like for me,
yes,
Paul,
send them.
KG, send them in to us, because we'd love to have it. I mean, one of the questions that one of the things I'm going to propose is that, guys, I mean, I know both of you are great players and there was, great championship, but it's time for you guys to bring Ray Allen home.
Oh, you're going to do that? Oh, that's what this is about. Oh, you're doing a little sit down right now.
Yeah, we're going to sit. Well,
a little reunion, a little piece by piece.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are things about it, and, I'm probably
peace offering.
And I guess do I need to ask Paul Pierce, like, what the hell were you thinking about putting out that damn video? I mean, is that one of the questions I need to hit him up with?
No, better yet, tell him how we both saw it coming from the New Year's Eve when you went live to the other time. be like, yo, Josue, he feels the single vibes, man. He was like, Josue was like, Paul gonna do something. You're gonna do something. He's having fun. Man. I like it. He's having fun.
You can't have that much fun though. So, but guys, yeah, stay tuned with us. We have something good that might be coming for you. So, if you
why can't you have that much fun, Max? You can't broadcast it.
Well, we need to do this. If you
can't broadcast it.
Get that like button for us. You need to. Is that how that thing works?
Subscribe. Yeah, hit subscribe on YouTube. Say subscribe on iTunes and all that fun stuff.
Yep, and
absolutely.
You're in the house with us anyway. So anyway, guys, it was absolutely a ball talking to you again this week, and we're looking forward to more exciting things about.
Yo, Max, I just realized this is a new batch of episodes, so to speak, right? We got the hot 100. This is the above 100. We stepping our game up now. We're stepping our game up.
We going into something else. So guys, again,
right.
Thank you for all our supporters.
Absolutely, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week for sure.